What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Fabricated podcast. I'm your host, Fonseca, aka the GOAT, aka Mr. Too Tall, Too Fresh, Too Clean. Episode 19 of the series. Y'all know the vibe right now. So, actually, the last time I had an episode like this, or an episode at all, was 8 months ago. So, I would apologize, but nah, bro, life happens. But this episode is a special one. I'm delivering to you not only two of my special friends, but two special dope people. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves.
Me?
What's up to you?
My name's Isaiah. I'm 22. I graduated from early college with these two fellas.
Yeah.
I went to Texas Tech for engineering, but I dropped out twice. And now I started a marketing agency with this kind guy right here. And yeah.
And then my name is Nicolas. I'm originally from Colombia. I've been in the United States for like about 16 years now. I also, like he said, we went to early college together, which is where we met. I also went to Texas Tech and I graduated in 2019, December of 2019, with a bachelor's in biology. And then I also did I'm currently doing a master's in public health, which I should be getting done in the next year. So, and now I'm a business partner with my friend Isaiah, as y'all can see right here, A Vision Digital. And yeah, we've been in business for pretty much about a good 2 months now, like actually 100% in business. And
you just got a whole book as the intro. God damn, let me
now we're here.
Nah, fuck with it, bro. So like I said, these are some of my closest people that I'm. Oh, go ahead.
I'm actually offended.
Why?
We should have been his first guests.
Yes, because the people he first had on this podcast, he met in college, and we met him before, and we were friends before, close friends. Keep that in mind. But anyway,
SMH.
we continue.
All right.
We continue.
Listen, okay. Anyway, so these guys, we've known each other for a really, really long time. Like I said, we go way back. We all went to the high school together, man, and it's just crazy. Like I think about it, bro. How did we meet? Like, I remember we bonded over specific different things, like
Video games.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
games.
Hugh bonded Call of Duty.
We played COD all the time.
And then for us, it was FIFA.
We played FIFA.
Yeah, wasting ridiculous amounts of time on
money, time, investment. Even on zombies, bro. You think about it, right? We played, even on FIFA, same thing. We played zombies to kill NPC.
Bro, we were good though.
Yeah, but bro,
we could have went pro.
I was
13. I could have went pro.
A multiplayer, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, isn't that crazy?
Huh?
Isn't that crazy? Like it literally, when you look at it, when you step out of the video game, it gave us nothing in life.
It really didn't.
Dopamine.
I guess that's true.
That's all it is. Yeah,
that's true. Same with FIFA.
Immediate happiness.
How my brother is right now.
Yeah, man. And so it's just crazy to look that we all go way back. Like we went to high school together,
and we've changed so
much. Like he said, whenever he first met me, he thought I was some arrogant a-hole.
Yeah, I would always see him every time I see him walking, and then I remember he'd always play basketball, and then he'd always have like this smug walk, right?
Bro, it's his swag. It's his swag walk, bro.
Bro, I guess, but
everybody knew you because of the announcements. Talk about the announcements.
Nah.
Everybody knew you because of the announcements.
Okay, so hear me out, right?
And you see Fab, hey, what's up? Like talking to everybody from across the hallway and like all the teachers.
Oh yeah, I remember looking back, I loved it. I loved every single part of it. That's kind of why I miss high school, and I was an ambassador. But I did do the announcements for the last 2 years, so it's sophomore year and junior year and senior year. And so like that got me, I guess, pretty much the whole school knew who I was. But going into high school, I was 2 years younger than everybody.
Yeah, so that's right.
Everyone was 14, I was 12. Right? You know
that's
what I'm
crazy.
That sounds like a joke.
Right?
Bro,
I was 12.
Yeah, when you graduate, sorry to cut you off, but when you graduated and someone else took over announcements, I was like, what the fuck?
Who is
yeah, exactly. Because nobody had like the charisma or just to be outspoken like he was.
Yeah. So appreciate y'all. Man. Anyway, and so I was just like, man, like I really gotta be the best. And to be quite fair, it's crazy to look back at it now. It's because like school was really all I had. Like when I went home, it was to be behind online. Yeah. And the Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 lobbies, and you know how that go. And
toxicity.
But anyway, we all grew up to get to the point that we are at now. You know what I'm saying? So I have my own thing with Fabrice Visuals that y'all don't know about because that's crazy because I started it the last episode. Isn't that crazy? From the last episode to now, I have a new business. Like, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And so
it's insane.
I have Fabrice Visuals now it's going pretty well for me. I'll take that. But these guys right here, they have a Vision Digital. So what is that about?
Go ahead.
Basically, the most simplistic way I want to put it is advertising for businesses online, specifically real estate and car dealerships. That's like really our niches, but we would make an exception to some other businesses. But yeah, pretty much it's just advertising for businesses online. You know, going away from billboards and flyers and
the new way,
the old school, going away from the old school of marketing.
I mean digital.
I don't know if you
that's how we started.
Correct.
Now we're kind of transitioning to software.
Okay.
And automation. So
automation. Because what they realize is, and he did it. You know what I'm saying? Is he realized that, and now that I'm smart enough, I do too. Is that everything is kind of moving towards a automation phase. If you really kind of want to make any sort of money or move in business, you got to automate everything. Whether it comes to the back work, the back end. So, software work, emails, all that kind of stuff. It has to be. I mean, look at the future. Most of the jobs in the future are going to be robots, right? And services and robots. And so he realized that early on and started his stuff and kind of wanted to do it that way. So needless to say, what motivated you to manifested you to create a vision? How did that come up?
Well, I think I'll start with my end because it's... So he said earlier, right? So he dropped out of college, right? And I finished my college route. But right after he left, we didn't talk that much at all.
You and I?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, we didn't. It was like he left the dorm.
It felt like we fell off.
Yeah, we fell off literally. Maybe every once in a while, I'd post something and he slide up, hey, that's cool or whatever.
LOL.
Or something. It was just brief. You know what I mean? Just to make sure we were alive. That's really what it was. And so then I kept on doing my stuff at college, and then he was back here in town. And so of course I ended up graduating and I come back home. And I had decided to take a 6-month break.
That's right.
From school.
That's right.
And I kid you not, you know how a lot of advisors and people in academics tell you do not take a break because it sets you back. For me, it was the opposite. I can guarantee you guys, it has been probably one of the most life-changing decisions that I have made. Because I expanded my mind so much. Because for one, I came back, right? And I realized I had all this free time, right? I had my bachelor's, I was like, the first month after I graduated, I was practically doing nothing, right? So at the same time, I'm getting ready to apply for my master's. I'm studying for the GRE and stuff. And then because of COVID, I didn't get to take the GRE, so I just submitted everything else. So got lucky. I got to weave the GRE and I got into my master's program.
Nice.
Right? And then with that, I realized that there are some buddies of mine from high school here in town still, one of them being Isaiah. And so then I think I texted you, right? I was like, hey, man, I'm back in town. We should grab something to eat. And
I remember.
Yeah, and just like that.
We ended up... Where'd y'all go?
Bro, I don't remember. I remember we were in a drive-thru, but I remember talking and catching up, and it felt so refreshing.
Yeah.
It felt so good to reconnect.
And the crazy part was that the conversation wasn't awkward. The engagement was.
Some people gotta force it.
Yeah, it's like we had just hung out the week before or something like that.
That's cool.
or a couple days ago.
It feels good. Yeah.
We just started hanging out. And I knew he was still business oriented and stuff. And then right after that, I pick up a job, right? So I work for an oil company as a landman, which is contract work, but I don't want to get into details of that. So I'm working that, and that was honestly that has been my first true job outside of college. I had little side gigs in the summer, but I didn't really count it as a job. And then I did an internship in college, but again, that doesn't really count as work. It just counts as experience.
Right.
But actually working and making my own money to start paying my own bills was a game changer.
It's a big deal.
Because it's I'm getting this constant paycheck every 15 days, but what I can do with that money to make me more money is, that was the new horizon for me.
Right.
Which is, and then at that point, that's when I started going online and looking at YouTube videos that he would recommend me. So people like Andre Jeek, and then Big Boy Crypto, and Graham Stephan. Meet Kevin. There's a bunch, right? There's a bunch out
Alex
there.
I had a list that I would just show all my friends.
Yeah, Alex Becker and all that stuff. And then same thing. And then I remember Fabrice, we caught up again, and then he had told me about the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. I bought that book too. I started reading it.
Great book.
And so I just started expanding my horizons here and there, learning about stocks, learning about crypto, learning about different kinds of businesses, e-commerce, social media marketing. And then that's when this idea came up, because he brought it up to me. He's like, hey, I'm learning this new business model. I feel like we should take a course, learn about this, and make a business. And so crazy? I have I'm a first generation college student. All my parents know is to work for someone else, living, which is fine, right? Which is fine, because it provides security. We all understand that. But they're not necessarily risk takers.
Right.
So when I started sharing this idea with them, they were kind of no, this and that.
You got to be a doctor.
But then,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because technically I'm pre-med.
Right.
And it's not that I gave up on it. I turned education as a hobby, and then I actually turned my actual finances to an actual priority. Because as a doctor, once you're done after you're like 8 to 10 years on average, to actually be a doctor, which is it's insane. That you accrue a lot of debt. Average. I think the average right now is like $300,000 in debt. But you do make six figures once you get out. But anyway, right? Eventually with time, once you're like 50, you'll be able to like pay that off, and you'll be very
50,
very well off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really good money.
It's good money, but it's a lot of time just studying and not building your wealth so you get older. Because let's be honest, bro. I'm gonna be like 70 or 80 years old. I'm gonna need to pay someone to wipe my ass. You know what I mean?
Facts.
To give me a shower, etc. Because I know my family's not gonna do that.
For sure.
But
that's good though. I like.
So and then we took a course, and then we just started I just started getting more business oriented. On top of doing like school and stuff and my work. So then I was able, at first it was a little bit hard adapting because I had never done any of this before. Nothing, Yeah, no idea. And I was technically writing solo, especially with school. I'm writing solo, but then I met some cool people through there. So, and one thing I really valued, networking. Networking is key. Network is your net worth, like how they say. So I totally agree with that. And now we're here talking about just how we got here and how we made this.
And it's crazy when you look at it back, because every single one of us has had a tough road. Like I said, they actually started to create a vision. I had a rough, just my backstory for Breeze Vision was kind of crazy as well. But you know what I'm saying? So that's your style of story. So how did you, because I remember I've known this guy for a while now. He's always had that entrepreneurial mindset. We'd go over to his house all the time. Whether it's just me and him, all three of us, he'd always be up to something, you know what I'm saying? He did drop out of college twice, but he knows why, and he had goals he wants to pursue. So how did that whole thing come about to where you're now here and a founder of Average Digital?
I think it started with the maturity of a mindset, which came with, I don't know if, I think you guys know, when I was 7 years old, my older brother passed. So that, on top of some stuff that happened, I think it was prior to that, it just helped me mature at a very young age.
Quickly.
So I just started to value more important things than what others would typically value.
Right.
So in high school, is when I actually began researching different ways to make money, other than, because I knew I didn't want to work a job for someone else. And so I started researching, and once you do that on YouTube, you find something, you're like, I don't know what that means, so you Google something else, and then you just dive into this,
you branch out,
whole massive, and there's just so much information. But once we got to college, I would stay up until midnight with this guy right here doing.
Well, he'd stay up. I'd fall asleep.
Well, I would stay up until midnight every day, but then at the same time, this guy had a really like particular morning routine.
Yeah,
bro.
That's one thing about you that you've always had. Some sort of
routine.
Okay, I think it's kind of weird. I mean, it's his own thing. But what wouldn't you do? You'd warm up your cereal, or what was it?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, right. So I wake up, I go shower, I came back. You know, I had to get clothed, and so then I get a bowl, right? A bowl of cereal, right? So then I put my
I just thought it was so weird at the time.
I put my cereal in, right, and then I put the milk. And then, I mean, keep in mind, this is like 6 a.m. kind of deal that I would wake up, right? So it would be like 6:30.
I would hear him. I'm like, bro, let me sleep.
Yeah, because he's a light sleeper. See, I'm a heavy sleeper. He would stay up.
No, I'm a heavy sleeper. But, I mean, I'm an early morning person.
It's that microwave.
So, like, I'd be, like, waking up. Yeah. But, like, he'd already be up, showered. He'd be making his, you make a cup of hot cocoa every day.
Hot chocolate. Yeah.
Hot chocolate.
Yeah, he still does.
Yeah, I mean it's good to have a morning routine, but anyways.
But the weird thing he thought is like, it's because look, I have sensitive gums. So when no, I'm serious, I have sensitive gums, right?
What?
So when I consume something that's really cold, like oh my lord, like my teeth and my gums get like, I'm like oh Lord have mercy, you know, it's like it's crazy, right? So then I would get my cereal with the milk and the cereal in it, and then I put it in the microwave for like a minute. So I'd have like somewhat of warm milk, and I'm like, okay, this is good. And then I drink it with chocolate. Granted, it's college days, so you were kind of balling on a budget. I don't really have like any other options. You know, we didn't have a kitchen, so I have to just ball with that. But in continuation.
Yeah, I would stay up until midnight. Working on e-commerce stores while I was in college. I think I built like a total of 3.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's insane.
One was clothing. One was like merchandise. Actually, 2 of them were clothing, and then one was merchandise. Yeah. But anyways, I'd stay up until midnight doing that, and then I'd wake up at 6 and you know with this guy. But anyways, I just remember in Cal 2 is when I would start. Like I just completely lost interest, bro. My keep in mind my teacher was Indian,
right?
And she understood. I feel like she understood math so freaking well that she would talk so fast. On top of her talking quickly over foreign material to me, she was Indian, so she had a heavy accent. Oh my God!
You understand?
I completely lost interest in that class in math, and so I just started working on my stores. Before class, everyone's in the lobby waiting for the doors to open, and I just remember like importing products and stuff onto my store, and I would do it throughout class. Anyways, I just completely lost interest, and I don't know if this is when I went back the second time, but I remember like I had A's in all my classes, but when I lost interest, I started failing like all of them
straight away,
and I ended up leaving. But 2 weeks before I left, I got a girlfriend. Probably not the best idea. And so that added on top of the distractions that that are just present in life.
It slowed you down in your process.
So, but anyways, when I got back, I kind of didn't follow through with my word, and I lost motivation. So I ended up. My girlfriend's mom helped me get back into college. Like, bro, she practically did like everything for me.
That's real.
But we got back into tech. We ended up breaking up. I went through like a whole separate phase after that breakup, dude, for like I'd say like 6 to 8 months.
What kind of phase?
Oh, it was bad.
Like depression.
It was a dark.
Phase.
I remember. Yeah. Sure. We didn't talk that much, but I do know.
This is when the second time I went back is when I moved into apartments with another friend of ours, or a previous friend of ours, and I would lock myself in my room for
hours at a time.
The entire day. I remember playing Fortnite for 12 plus hours.
Yeah.
I stopped working out. I didn't eat as much. Like, bro, like it was really bad.
It was crazy.
I let it get to me. But
I remember when I was pull up his place sometimes, man, he'd just be like, yeah, no, I've been playing this all day. But like, you could tell that's all he did. Because that's like, you could tell he didn't move. You know what I mean? Because he invested. Like, I think he had a good chair at the time, too. He'd just be steadily invested. And so I was like,
no, I think it was like the kitchen chair.
Oh, was it? Oh, they're right.
Yeah,
so I was just like, this guy's been doing this all day. Because I'm looking at these clips that this guy's doing. Like, bro. look at my Fortnite clip, bro. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like all day. So I'd be like,
that's when it first came out too.
Yeah, that's when it first came out.
It was a hype, yeah.
It was, and I was on it too. I can't cap, but this guy was on it.
Dan Call of Duty.
Right, and retrospect, he's always been good at like first person shooters. So,
and the crazy part too, I remember one time I went to visit him. He was in the living room. He was playing Fortnite.
On the big screen.
And I was like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? And then he was like, oh man, I'm good. I'm just busy right now.
No, yeah.
And then he just went back.
Matter of fact,
I was with you.
I came there. I was like, bro, why you doing, bro? He was like, listen, bro, we had a good time. I got a tournament at 9:30. You remember the Fortnite tournaments they got?
I think I remember.
He played competitive, yeah.
Competitive, yeah. And
but I remember that time. I was like, yeah, I'm busy right now.
It's crazy.
And then he just kept, and I was like,
I just lost priorities. I lost.
Yeah.
Bro, I was depressed. I've never felt that way before. But
after
I got, hold on really quick.
Yeah.
After I got through that period, and I ended up dropping out the second time, and I kind of like, I learned a lot about myself and focusing on myself and what I value and care about.
Research.
And I don't know, for some reason I always had like some kind of like an interest in marketing.
Yeah.
So I kind of continued all of that learning that I began in high school, and stumbled across that business model, and I was interested in it because it didn't have like a high startup cost, and I was kind of like relatively broke at the time.
Yeah, we all were pretty down bad.
Yeah.
So I just, for some reason, I just didn't want to do it myself. So I asked this guy if he would do it with me, and now we're here.
Now y'all are here. I think it's crazy when I look back at how like where y'all came from. This dude basically, you moved out, out of the cocoon as we call it, and got your own spot, and you kind of like this guy literally, he has no furniture at his house,
bro. Oh, let me cover that really quickly.
Yeah,
no furniture. Because like when I moved back, I think even the second time I had to move back in with my parents.
Yeah.
It is so hard to focus when they're like, just I don't know how you say it.
They're not
just like people have different values and ambitions and don't share the same mindset as you.
They're not like
they carry their days a lot different than yours.
Yeah.
Their habits are different. I do not watch TV, like he said, but anyways, so I was very scared and intimidated to move out, but I really felt like I knew how I would be in how productive and just like how I would be when if I moved out. Granted, I was still scared.
Right.
And so, I just began looking for apartments. I found something that was affordable, and then I moved into it, and then I just completely tunnel vision. And that's dope, man, because this guy's been on it ever since. Yeah, and I like he said, I have no furniture.
Bro, everything he has pretty much
It's everything, like all that unnecessary shit, TVs. It's just distractions.
And
I agree.
And actually, my second semester of being in college, which is the semester right after he had left, it was my worst semester in all of my college experience. Because for
you missed me.
No, I'm about to say, bro.
No, so pretty much what it was. So my first semester was great, So I at the time I had a long distance relationship, right?
Oh yeah.
No bueno.
Yeah, not good. It wasn't a good. I feel like you could have a good healthy, long distance.
It's a lot of trust, man.
It's a lot of trust, yes. Which I had. It wasn't a problem, but anyway, I don't want to go into the details of that. But yeah, so my first semester went well, right? 4.0. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get used to this. And then because I was taking 12 credits, and then I took 15 credits. But it was a total of 6 or 7 classes because I had classes with 3 labs, So and then each lab was 3 hours. So I was like, you know what? My schedule, my heaviest days, Monday through Wednesday, cool, But then again, just like him, I started losing motivation for something that I was pursuing, which was education, right? And I kid you not, it's kind of like I was slowly progressing, and then all of a sudden, just boom, just straight down the pipe, right? I started failing my classes. My relationship was a toxic relationship. Financial situation at home wasn't the best. My relationship with my parents wasn't the best. I was struggling socially that I got to the point where I would get home from class and I would lay in bed and I'd stare at the ceiling, or I'd be on my phone for hours. I kid you not, there's some times where I'd look at my phone and my screen time was like on average per day was like 7 to 8 hours. It's insane.
That's insane.
And it was just scrolling through Instagram, scrolling to Facebook. And you know what's
what a lot of people do.
Do you think that's where your, I guess, passion for memes come from?
Yeah, no, I will admit, like sometimes, like
all passions and all desires come from trauma.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, no, that's where my passion for memes came from, and because like that's just where I.
That's your distraction. Pretty much.
Yeah,
that's how video games is for us.
And I can just imagine the amount of dopamine like triggers I was giving myself, just crazy.
It's crazy.
It's and it was addicting. And then I realized that I had to get help, so I actually went to a counselor. I went to a counselor to get help to get my life back on track.
That's cool.
And so that semester, luckily I passed all my classes, but I finished with 2 C's, and then like 1 B, and then the rest were A's. But still not the best position to be.
Especially for a med student.
Especially for a pre-med student at the time, right?
Yeah.
And then I got my life back on track, and then I finished grade, and then now I've, like I said, thankfully I've been going just, despite going through a pandemic, right? Everything's just been slowly but steady,
As you want it to be.
As I want it to be,
What I'm saying? So that's good. No, that's crazy you bring that up. Because now it's like, wow, look at how far you've come from.
Yeah.
Look how far you want to attain. And, I'm the exact same way, especially for Breeze Visuals. So I think you guys don't know yet, but I have a whole new business called Breeze Visuals. If not, then here, Instagram's right here. Y'all can go ahead and follow the page. But basically, I'm a digital creator is what I've turned myself. Visual work, videography, photography, and graphic illustrations for whatever you need. But that, when I look back to how I got to this point, like my college days were even. So I graduated a year ahead of them, right? And I was 16 when I graduated. Yeah. Insane. So I get into college, right? And
it's crazy.
I'm the most. You gotta understand. I come from very secure parents, like a secure home. You are a good kid. I can tell you are a good kid. You are going to be great. And imagine getting told that every day. So you already know I go into college. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll be all right. So I'm going in for mechanical engineering, right? And I'm like, all right.
And real quick, because I'm like good kid kind of household too, and I'm sure you're kind of the same. But except like we're more out there, more exposed.
Yeah.
And the problem is when you're like a kid like that, you go to college where you don't have to be home at a certain time, and you don't have your parents there.
You have no restrictions.
Oh my goodness, you go insane. Yeah, you're going out, you're drinking. It's
my
crazy.
freshman.
I never
year,
did any of that.
And so my freshman year, I go in, right, 16. I think I turned 17 right after.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, and so I get in, and my first week, I'm like, hell yeah, this is college life, baby. I'm smart. First class, Introduction to Engineering, C+. Right? Luckily, no, I had a D when I finished, right? Luckily, they rounded the class up, so I ended up with a B+. So that whole semester, I had like all A's and B's, right? But what happened was I started just losing myself inch by inch, right? So literally, I was partying crazy. Because you got to keep in mind, this is 2016. This is when 21 Savage is going crazy. I'm just staying on my, you know what I'm talking about? Lil Uzi. I don't really care if you.
Yeah, and then Lil Pump.
Lil Pump.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
dude.
saying? So it was, I had to get into the action, right? Or so I thought. And so I'd party every weekend. I didn't realize how much I was partying to not including you guys.
Didn't we tell you? Like,
yeah, but I'd be like,
a lot, bro.
But I'm a good kid, so in my mind it's like I can't be seen that way. So I'm gonna say no, I don't party that much. You, know
you freaking did.
Yeah,
I always been like,
no, that's right.
The next day at a party.
Right? And it'd be like as soon as Friday night would hit 6 p.m., I'd be out with the boys. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd wake up. I'm hungover sometimes, so I'd be like, all right, you know what? Let me just play FIFA so I can relax. And then I'd play till like 5 p.m. I'd be like, let me do some homework. But then it's 7 already. I gotta get ready to go party again. So I go out again. I go have bro. And it's like for all my Lubbock folks, man, you got levels. You got
freaking
the entire buddy Holly was popping back then. Nowadays y'all got Logies and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, the Depot District,
and Broadway, that's it. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
And so I was just partying like crazy. Literally, it's crazy because every time I party, I give a piece of myself away. So at the end of it. So basically about like a year and a half into all this partying stuff, I lost sense of who I was because I gave it all away the entire time, right? And so I was just like, okay, wow, what has this got me into? And keep in mind, every semester I started declining because engineering is a tough major. It's a tough
it's very tough. Yeah.
But because all my hours were going into partying on weekends instead of studying, it started catching up to me. And so I was just like, you know what? And plus, I didn't want to do it anyway. I was going to college. Initially, I was going into college for psychology. And so now I was like, okay, I'm going to engineering just to please my old folks, because you know the old traditions and stuff is doctor, lawyer, and and all that kind of stuff. So I was just like, whatever. But I ended up switching. I ended up having like an epiphany. I don't know if I told you that, but I truly call it an epiphany because I've always known that I have a passion for business creation. Back in 2015, I used to work for this company called Ep.19 engineering firm. I was 2015, so what is that? 14 years old?
Mm-hmm. You were, yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, I'm 99, so 14 years old, right? And I'm working a 9-to-5 office job drafting.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And so I made a lot of money, man. I made like, 4 racks? Unfortunately, I spent about...
$39.99.
No, I spent about 40% of that on FIFA packs.
Oh my gosh.
That game's extremely addicting, bro. You'd be surprised. Oh my goodness.
So, my dad found out, and I remember that was like the shift of my brain set, because literally, and my dad's crazy for this. So I come home, all right, I'm like, damn. And the only person I got from this pack was like Boateng and Lewandowski at the time, which was still pretty good. But I come home, my dad, he's like, hey, son, come sit down. It's like 9 p.m. And then he pulls out this packet, right? And then he's like, sit down, have a seat. He gives me the packet. I look at it, and it says, Chase credit card, ... your numbers. And it's like, it's 4 pages front and back of all of my transactions.
Golly.
I look at it, bro. All I'm seeing is $49.99, 200 FIFA points, EA services or whatever, right? And so I was just like, wow, damn, you really gonna do me like this? And so it's just like stacked and stacked. You see, and evidently when I look at it, the total amount I spent on FIFA in a week sometimes was like $300.
Damn, son.
Overall, and like
I never spent that much on games.
Right, and overall, like one transaction, it was like $120 because I bought like 2 back-to-back $99 packs, and so it's $200.
Exactly.
I was just like, yo, I literally saw the paper packet and I just started to cry in front of me, and that was when I started becoming wiser with my money. Other than that, like I ended up going on. I switched to economics and I got A's and B's straight on after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I took a Spanish course. I took 2 of them, really easy, real cake. You know me. Mm-hmm. And so, I graduated and I realized, I was like, man, I've always had a passion for video, which is why, I'm doing this now. And so, needless to say, I started I wanted to do e-commerce, and I got a camera, which is the Sony a6400 that y'all are being recorded on. And it ended up switching to me just taking pictures and videos of things I wanted to do. And so, needless to say, that's how y'all are here. And I started Fabrice Visuals.
When did you start that? Because I remember every time you would come to town and we would visit and you'd spend some time with me and we'd talk, you would always, when you would go back, you'd always text me or call me and tell me like how when you would leave, like you felt really good. Do you remember that?
Oh,
or, like,
yeah.
You know,
I'd always say, like, I always feel like I leave your place on full gears.
Yeah.
Verbatim. And
but why?
Simply because I just remember, like, so for example, I went to that whole situationship with this shorty one time, and that really slowed me down in terms of my progress of what I wanted to do. So once that ended, y'all know all about that. Episode 15, I think. Dating Gamers, I believe the episode. Go check that out. Have the icon right here or wherever YouTube puts it. But the whole situation happened, and I was like, wow, I can do better for myself. So once that ended, I literally went into Kobe mode. R.I.P. Kobe, man. And so that's when, like, I decided, okay, I'm going to do an e-commerce business, right? And that manifested, and that's when I started doing. I started coming over. I was like, hey, I'm going to start this kind of business. I have a camera. I'm going back to work. And so when I went back down to work, I had to be doing like YouTube videos on the Fabricated podcast page. If y'all look down, y'all can see there's a whole bunch of gaming videos alongside podcast episodes. And so I will always leave back on full gear. I was back in the gym, and that's what helped me lose 80. That was the beginning of me losing 80 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And so that 80 pounds, 40 pounds. Sorry, 40 pounds. I was 280.
I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah, I was 280 at the time with Shorty.
I feel like it also has to do with the conversations we would have. Normally, like people, how old were we? Like 18, 19? Or how old were we? Like 20?
I was
probably
20.
like 20.
You was 21. I was 20.
Like the conversations we would have were completely different
Them
from
having
what
what
you would say
typical.
normal
sure.
people would have.
Oh, for sure.
So, they were just very mature.
They were very mature.
And
we talk business-related conversations, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, when I go back to Lubbock, like with my homies, it's all like, let's talk about bitches, or let's go out have a drink.
Yeah.
Let's go out to eat.
and I don't like that's why I don't care to talk about that stuff.
Right.
So.
It's not important, really.
And look, and when I think, at least for me, when I ended up realizing the value of just talking about something, about doing something productive, even though if you're not doing it at the time, but just engaging in those kinds of conversations, like, hey, look, I wanted to share this idea with you about this certain crypto, or look, I'm looking at these. Look, the reason I got into the stock market is because of this, and I'm looking at X, Y, and Z stocks. Right.
What's your opinion on?
What's your opinion on this? Exactly. Well, how about this? Let's meet in 3 days. We'll do research on this, and then we'll get back, and then we'll share ideas, and then we'll come to a consensus.
We definitely had meetings too. That was nice.
Yeah. And even now, when we get together, oh my God, like we leave Isaiah's apartment or wherever we're at, and I feel like empowered. I feel empowered to continue doing what I do.
Big time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why your friend group is so important.
Exactly.
Remember, guys, you are who you become who you hang around.
And your net worth your network is your net worth.
I've dropped so many close friends simply because of the way their attitude was, and like not sharing similar ambition. Yeah. Like not necessarily like completely 100% dropped, but you stop hanging around them as much, and doing your own thing.
Isn't that crazy? All of my party friends, and I'm talking like, because all my party friends will come into town, and they stay over at my place so we can party that weekend, right? All of them, I don't talk to them.
And that's how it is. You have party friends, and like, it's good for it. It's not good for you, but like, it makes you feel good at the time. But that doesn't develop into a long-term relationship, or friendship. You know what I mean?
Anything, really.
And think about it this way, like, compare these two situations. I'll go briefly into one, right? Yeah. Let's say, Fabrice, right? He had his party friends. He'd see them like every weekend, right? Let's go party. Let's do this, yada, yada, yada. Y'all feel like you have a great bond as friends. But what bonds you is not the values that y'all share, but the fact that y'all can go out together to party and drink. That's all that unites y'all, right? And then when you talk when shit hits the fan and y'all need each other, nobody's there for you. Facts. You know what I mean? Facts. And then whereas for me, outside of this friend group, right? With my master's program is fully online, right? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make the effort to meet people. And so I was like, hey, I was like, does anybody want to work together, et cetera, et cetera. And then 2 girls replied, right? And their names are Danielle and Chelsea. If y'all are watching this, shout out to you guys. shout out to you. But because they have become one of my really, like that I can say that are true friends. For sure. Because the funny part, right? It was, at first it was like, hey, how are you? How's it going? Very professional. Let's check this homework and stuff like that. And that was it, right? That's how we did. But then with time, we got more comfortable, and then we became friends. We started talking about more personal things, right? And then guess what? It's been a year since I started the program, and just in January, I got to meet my friend Chelsea. I drove down where she was at. I was like, it was a surreal moment. It's like, I've known you all this time behind the screen through Zoom, online. And now we meet in person, and then like just the relationship as friends becomes so nice, great. Isn't it? And then my friend Danielle, same thing, right? We're the 3 of us are in the same group. Obviously, we couldn't hang out the 3 of us at the same time because of different schedules. But same thing again. Just this summer, I wanted to take a trip, and I went to meet her. And same thing, like our bond just was so awesome, despite us knowing each other through a screen. You know what I mean? That's true. Yet in his situation, he had party friends, and I know you had party friends too, right?
A little bit.
But like a
He
little
was
bit.
spending time with him.
Yeah, he was spending time with them. But again, the point is, like, what bonded them was the partying, right? Not the values that you share, which is why we hang out.
All the time.
Because we share similar values. And despite us having very different personalities, we complement each other.
I think that's crazy because just the other day, we literally spoke about the deficiencies in each. Like, we all know the deficiencies in each other. Like, we can all say, okay.
That's yeah.
I think it's crazy to say
to our face.
I could tell you, like, hey, you're being a piece of shit. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? And he won't be offended. He'll be like, how, or whatever, or maybe it's no matter what. But literally, we can break each other down, whether it's positives or negatives, and learn and grow.
And we can literally go, you know what your problem is? Your problem is X, Y, and Z. Okay? And you have to fix that right now.
ASAP.
Right now.
ASAP.
Not like that.
Well, not fully. Not fully.
Yeah.
But I told him, and I told him the other day, I was like, look, your problem.
But dude, in other people's relationships, people can't do that.
In marriages,
you give them constructive
do
criticism, and they're just they take it to heart and they're very offended.
You're a dick.
Yeah, you're a dick.
No, I'm trying to help you.
Just like you're trying to. We care about growing each other. That's why we don't take it
at all.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of dope the bond we have.
And just one thing to add to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hits home. It has to be harsh at times, but it has to, man. It has to, because unfortunately, you guys, human, just the human instinct. You always remember the crazy things.
Facts.
You said like habits develop because of trauma or hobbies, right?
For example,
that funnels into this.
For those of y'all watching and listening, if you're driving or at the gym or whatever, think about it. What's the last memory that you have? I guarantee you 80% chance it's probably negative. Because for some reason, it's harder for humans to remember the positive things that happen in their life. Like, oh, snap. And if you do remember something positive, more than likely, it's an item.
Bro, there's a thing where it's like you can do 100 things for somebody. 99 of them can be wonderful and can be positive. You do one wrong thing, that person's not going to remember those 99 things.
That's
You're going to remember that one thing
the
one thing you didn't do.
True.
The one thing you didn't remember their birthday. Like the one thing you didn't do.
Exactly.
So.
And that's the thing, and I think that stems a lot because of social media and social acceptance.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's very true.
And
people like to be validated by other people.
Oh, let's get into that.
I think that's a good combo. That's a good combo. Yeah.
So in terms of social media, I feel like and this happens a lot in the white community because y'all see it a lot, but
of course, in general, it happens every day.
Yeah, but mostly social media is basically an outlet for you to escape reality, right? Like 100% facts. Yeah. And that is used in the most unforgiving way nowadays, right? Because you can use social media as a business aspect like how we do.
Exactly.
Right?
But like the apps are designed to keep you on your phone the longest.
For example, okay, I got you. The perfect example of that is Instagram. If you look at your new Instagram UI, what does it look like? I got so pissed because my main page got changed into a business layout, right? So now, instead of where the plus sign is at the bottom, it's now moved to the top right. And guess what's at the bottom? Shorts. Instagram. I do not want to look at your shorts. I don't. They're literally, and I know you're listening to Instagram. They're literally just re-uploaded TikTok videos. So you're not good. Please, Instagram, stick to images. You are the king of that. Do not go into videos.
No, you know what? Keep the videos. That's what drives your business, bro. And you got.
No, I don't want that. That's TikTok for that.
You don't want that.
Yeah,
and we just won't fall into that, right? But that's how good of a model Instagram, the platform Instagram is.
Do you remember when it started?
It attaches people. Yeah. At first it was just pictures. That's all it was. And then it was like short videos. Yeah. And then now you can upload like videos that are like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was pictures.
Facebook bought it.
Yeah, it was pictures, no captions.
Pictures, no captions.
But then they got captions and stuff. So
and then they got captions, exactly.
Hashtags and all.
It's crazy.
It's
And
wild.
then Facebook like develops it so completely different from how standard companies do.
Right.
And then the other thing is, and I think that became addicting, but I think the one that's even more addicting now, TikTok.
But here's why.
Because
you got to realize, right? And it was crazy because
The algorithm.
the algorithm. For example, I remember my friends, I was like, bro, I'm not getting a TikTok. It's a waste of time. He was like, I know, but it's so fun. I opened TikTok, first 5 minutes, I'm like, bro, this app is trash, bro. He's like, bro, just like something that you like, right? And tomorrow you'll come back and it'll be nice. And I swear to you, tomorrow I start swiping and the first 5 videos straight was just something I laughed at. And that's how it is. The algorithm gets you stuck on it. And you realize your usage time goes up by like massive amounts. Everyone's screen time is about like 45 hours, right? Mine is 7, but I use like about maybe more than 3.
To work.
It's because I'm a Fabrice Visuals. So, and so needless to say, it's crazy how these apps are designed to keep you engaged. And it's sad. Imagine, y'all seen that episode of Black Mirror where pretty much it's going to be a world where if you don't have more than 1,000 followers, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like you're going to walk around with 4.5 stars. If you have 3 stars, you're poor.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, it's a sad world, but...
And this is the thing.
Like
look, we spend like we gotta be honest. Our life revolves around the phone.
Facts.
You know, it's just plain and
Google
simple.
Pay.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah.
And mainly like
technology
on the social apps, right? On the social apps particularly.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just change that mindset that you can make social media make money or allow social media to make money for you, why don't you do it? You know what I mean?
I'm glad.
It's like invest that same time instead of looking into memes like I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Look for other pages that are making money off Instagram. And I'm not saying like monkey see, monkey do, right? But like just get inspirations of what content to post. You know what I mean?
And then monkey see, monkey do, because you gotta do that eventually.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of gotta feed off what's popping, what's trendy and stuff. But yeah, the fact that something that you do passively can make you money is just mind blowing. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Because they get consumed in seeing what other people are doing.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy how social media affects like the brainwaves of people too. For example, one of the biggest things that I saw, and I'm pretty sure y'all have seen it too, it said the most who do you think is the most? They asked I think it's like a bunch of youth people. Who do you think is the most influential person of our generation? So that's to million.
Like young guys?
Person?
Yeah, like young
specific
person?
one person.
Yeah, the essence is Gen Z or Gen X. I don't know what the gens are, and millennials. Who do y'all think?
For myself or for other people?
Just in general.
Yeah,
who do you think is the most influential person
On social media?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean,
one person.
There's so much now.
Pick one.
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner? Okay.
I was gonna go with one of the Kardashians, but just kind of
the original.
Close.
You guys are close.
The
answer.
I'm gonna say.
Let him say. Okay. You might get it.
Damn. I'm gonna say Logan Paul.
Okay.
The Rock.
The Rock?
Maybe.
But The Rock doesn't. But The Rock doesn't post stupid stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't mean he's the least influential person.
Okay. Who's the most?
Right.
So who's the most influential person to you guys?
Ooh,
on social media?
Yeah.
Question.
Or just in general, to you guys.
Just anybody.
Oh, dude.
Mine's
For
KSI.
me?
Mine's KSI.
Yours is KSI?
Mine's KSI.
Interesting. He has a great background story.
And
It's amazing in life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, because I relate a lot to him because of my personality, Jordan B. Peterson.
Okay. I'll give you that one. Who is you?
Oh man.
Goggins?
No, but
he's pretty cool.
I think one of the people.
Blue's Clues.
Apart from, because I feel like in terms of my work ethic, definitely from my parents, but kind of who led me down the way I think now is honestly Gary Vee.
Gary Vee,
bro.
That's my number. That's my number 2.
I would consume so much of his content. Like
I
feel like over a period of time, even though I wasn't like really working or being productive, like he slowly because I stopped following like all of my friends. Yeah. Well, like the people who I didn't really care about what they were doing, and it wasn't benefiting me mentally. So I stopped following everybody, and then I started following a bunch of influential business people. And over time, constantly seeing Gary Vee's stuff like slowly
changes your mindset.
The way I would think.
Me too. So
I honestly, I'd say Gary Vee.
Gary Vee's second for me. Actually, he's first. Whatever. Him and KSI, because KSI literally succeeded, and everyone around him he brought up. I think that's a great lifestyle to have.
Yeah, dude. I think that's pretty cool.
So, but the number one answer for the youth, who's the most popular and influential person.
And better not be some stupid shit, bro.
It pissed me off. Even though I can't hate the dude because he's very, I guess he deserves it because he does some great stuff.
I'm curious.
He was on Fortnite.
Ninja.
No.
Oh shit.
No.
Tifu.
no. He was an event on Fortnite. He was the biggest event. Travis Scott. He was the biggest, dude.
That's crazy.
What?
You know what it said? It said he doesn't take no L's. It's because his outfits. Some of the reasons were like his outfits. He don't lose. He has a Kardashians around him. He's just so cool to look at. And
bro, I honestly don't know shit about Travis Scott other than he dated Kylie Jenner and he was on Fortnite. I don't know anything about it. Like I used to listen to some of his music.
It's decent.
But like as far as like facts or where it came from, like I don't know.
I'd say even Drake is more, but Drake doesn't really like speak out. He just drops stuff and bounces.
He's very
yeah, you know what I'm saying. And Travis Scott's like the same way because you don't really know that many bad stuff about Travis Scott.
He's not drama or anything.
Right. And so I was just like, wow, like that's crazy that the youth thinks that because there's so many more people you could follow that are better examples, like Will Smith. That
bro,
dude,
I love Will Smith.
The Rock, right? Bro.
The Rock.
The Rock and Will Smith's social media,
they're pristine.
You know who even? Ronaldo.
Bro,
have you ever heard anybody say they hate The Rock?
Nope.
Nah, you can't.
I've never heard anybody say that. Bro. He's such a positive and like good, down to earth person.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, I haven't met him in person. But I mean, that's
when you see him.
But yeah, I mean, just people like him, and like I said, like Ronaldo. Ronaldo has a crazy story too.
Pretty much, yeah. All the guys like that do.
Perhaps apart from like the businessman, I think he's one of the most hardworking individuals
ever.
His
routine is insane.
Not just his routine, but like the way he's expanded his life into like business and all that stuff, and to build wealth so he can pass it on to his kids. I mean, granted, he's driving a freaking. I mean, he owns a Chiron. You know what I mean? It's insane.
And so it's crazy to see. It's like, damn, if the youth is really just saying that Travis Scott's the most influential.
What does that have to say?
Our world is fucked. I'd much rather.
Bro, I swear my brother knows more about Travis Scott from Fortnite than I do.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and he's just like, wow. He just turned 9.
Right, or like for example, right, like mine KSI Jay-Z, for example, right, he has this line where he's like, "You're on the gram holding money to your ear. There's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here." Right, I think that's so much factual and very true. Yeah. But when you see these new generation kids, bro, they follow guys like, they no disrespect, no diss, but like Lil Baby, Rollo, Pooh Shiesty, and they're on the gram skinny jean pants, ripped all the way from top to bottom, Gucci this, Louis that, and with money in their ear, and they making you on your phone, which is why I brought the whole topic up on social media, thinking that you ain't shit. You gotta realize these dudes don't do nothing but smoke and make music. And then, because the music is popular, that's how they get paid. But you on the phone like, damn, my life is whack. Because he's on a boat, on a yacht, and I'm on my couch watching him do all this
exactly.
Stuff, right? And so it's like, wow, what has this led to? Like, obviously, I still want to be like, I think,
but even just then,
people value the wrong things, bro.
Yeah.
Really quickly, like there's a thing. It has to do, like the quote or whatever has to do with like purses. You know how like women really care about Louis Vuitton?
Right.
Stuff like that?
Right.
Like, why buy, let's say somebody has $1,000. Why buy an $800 purse to have $200 in it when you could buy a $200 purse and have $800 in it? It's because they care about the perception of other people, how they are interpreted from other people.
So let's jump into that can of beans.
What
were you going to say?
It's kind of just relating to that, like what you were saying about like Travis Scott. Mm-hmm. Like let's take crap like McGregor. He's not fighting that much, but he's making like hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Insane.
He just bought a Lamborghini yacht,
right?
That's insane, right? But and then like you said, like people look at that and it's like, damn, like he made it, But then in my life, shit,
bro.
Why don't you use that instead? Use that like the mindset. Just be like, you know what, I can be there someday. Right?
People don't get that.
Use that as motivation.
Yeah. No,
I'm gonna be there someday.
I mean,
people don't. But here's why.
Not the specific material things is motivation, but
the success.
Yeah.
But people don't see that. People see success as material things.
Correct.
For example, right? I can fully fledged say my dad is one of the greatest men to have ever lived. Fully, the sacrifices he's made to bring us from dirt to being where I'm at, bro. Like literally, my dad grew up in a brick house with a tin roof. The ones that when the rain hits the roof,
it goes through.
Sometimes it goes through, and the tin roof was like it had ridges, so like the water could fall in, and that's where he's from. And he grew up in that kind of house with 7 other kids because he's one of 7, and now he made it to where he's able to provide for all of us. Both of my siblings are on scholarship. I fully graduated from college in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm no dumbass.
Debt free, right?
Debt free, fully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He provided for all that, and I'm gonna do the same for my children. I can say he's one of the heroes, but nobody knows my dad's name. Nobody does. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no Travis Scott. I can tell you Travis Scott's upcoming ain't like that. The Kardashians ain't like that. They all grew up. I mean, Kardashians actually did work for them. I can't hate because they made it too, but I can say he's one of the greatest men to live. So for these kids to see not only their parents who also overcame these hardships, but look at these guys who are just posting on social media, the visual side, think that they're better or like, that's who I should idolize. It's crazy to me.
Well, one thing you could add on to that, and you remember I told you I wrote that video script?
Yeah.
Well, it had to do with money and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
The people who see that stuff shouldn't wait until they see it or wait till they get to that point to be happy.
Facts.
Because, at the end of the day, happiness is a choice, and a lot of people don't realize it.
Nope.
They associate happiness with, being in a certain position, making a certain amount of money, and that's not true.
And on top of, to add on to that, happiness, okay, because material things, whether it's like this mic or a camera, right, whatever, like excites you, should be it's a reward.
A reward for your hard work.
It's a reward for your hard work.
It always has been.
And there's and I think we have to distinguish between happiness and contentment.
Facts.
Because you can sit down and write, you write some short-term goals, right? I'm gonna do this, X, Y, and Z, and then you complete it. That doesn't bring you fulfillment. It brings you contentment because you completed that. But they're short-term goals, right? That yes, you completed it, but that just to that point. What's from then on? You know what I mean? That doesn't. That's where you as a person really come through because it's like, what's your ultimate goal in life? If you gotta have all these little baby steps. A lot of
people that I've talked to can't answer that question.
Exactly, and this is exactly, and so you should be like the happiness that you should have is your experiences, building your wealth, and doing things that you love.
Facts.
But the contentment should always be there, but not in the way of like, okay, I did this or I just took a trip. That's not fulfillment. That's contentment. But the only contentment that you should have is that your bank account or that your life, that you're doing well and what you're doing what you like. That's contentment. But the process is the actual happiness.
It's facts.
You know what I mean?
It's facts. I love that you brought that up because I'm in this predicament where I got accepted. So big announcement. I got accepted into master's school. Great. Yada yada yada. Sorry, I said it like it sounds.
Don't say it's sarcastic.
I got accepted. You know what I'm saying? I say it like it's doo. But at the same time, I realized that even if I get this degree, I'm not gonna know what to do with it, right? Because it could potentially lead to something I enjoy doing, or it couldn't. It could lead to a job that I hate. You know what I'm saying? It could lead to something I love. I have no idea. And that's because truly, most of my life, I think I've been so busy just hopping on new things that I love, like video work, camera work, photography work, and then like video games, all that kind of stuff that I never actually sat down and thought about my ultimate purpose. I think that kind of answers our conversation from last time. So because now I realize that, okay, because this whole time you've been avoiding that question, you have to answer it now immediately. And so it's got to a point where I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? And so needless to say, like I said, to a master's, but I have to make the decision whether I go for it, which is this path, or I go this way, create my, I guess, sources of income, or whatever, and all. Because I don't know if y'all know or not, but y'all should, and we all understand this, but most successful people don't go for a master's. They just know a lot. They know a little, or they know more than average about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's wild because people actually go to school and think, okay, I'm going to get this secure job that's going to keep funding me money so I can have things. But then you realize you put yourself on loans or payrolls and all that kind of stuff.
Something.
Hold on.
All right.
1 second. And so I'm now facing this decision, and it's something that really, really y'all should think about in general. What is your passion? You know what I'm saying? And I have way too many, which is my problem. But because I do, it gives me a lot of things to chase for. I just got to pick a couple. You get what I'm saying? So, my bad. What were you saying?
I forgot where I was going to go with it, but
Yeah.
it has to do with so like if you think about people who are in different positions, let's say one's at like one works at a grocery store,
Yeah.
and they get paid a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
you would consider them relatively broke. Someone else who gets paid
100K a year.
100K a year can also be broke, but it's just on a different level.
Yeah.
Because and it that comes down to
Mental.
to how people value
Money. Like just
I guess
Yeah.
money, priorities.
Wealth. Yeah.
They're like, oh, I can afford the payment on this. Just because you can afford a payment on something doesn't
Doesn't
mean
mean
you can afford it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like,
true.
So, they're just broke on a different level, and they could be living paycheck to paycheck, but they might be able to afford something that is a little bit nicer, a vehicle, a house, whatever it may be.
Right.
But I don't freaking live like that.
exactly.
I'm motivated because I want time freedom,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be able to travel.
The travel.
And you know what quote we can attribute to that?
Mm.
It's like, give a poor man $1,000
Mm.
and he will waste those $1,000.
Facts.
And give a rich person $1,000 and they would turn that into $10,000.
Invested.
And I agree 100%. At first, I was more of like on the receiving end, like like free college and free all that stuff. But then, like I said, once I actually started learning about this stuff, it's like nothing in life is free. You know what I mean?
No.
Nothing in life is
Coupons
free.
aren't free.
Yeah, coupons aren't free. So, just with that being said, it's just a lot of people, since jobs provide security, people it's just a custom.
Yeah,
that's what you're
yeah.
taught. Like society teaches you
Mm-hmm.
to work for somebody else, and those who you're working for were the different people. Were the ones that were deemed awkward or weird because they weren't going out and they would instead spend their time building a business.
That's crazy you say that, because I heard a quote. Y'all know me, I'm all about the quotes. It would have segued into principles and ideas. But this quote here, it was, damn, I lost my train of mind. Goddamn, what were you talking about?
No, it's just pretty much how, like,
Oh, what was the last thing you said?
the more people, the more money you give to someone that doesn't really know how to manage their expenses,
Yeah.
like their income increases, their expenses increase, which
Yeah.
it shouldn't be like that. Your expenses should stay flat while your income increases.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, because like for instance, I pretty well right now can sell my Toyota Tacoma,
Mm-hmm.
right? Get a decent amount for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I can get on like a $500 or $600 payment for a Tesla Model Y.
Mm.
I love Teslas. I want a Tesla. I'm a fanatic, right? And I can, but then I can't because I'm not in the financial situation
Mm-hmm.
To where it'd be wise.
to where it'd be wise to do it. Like I can do it. I mean, shoot, with my credit score, I can go get myself a Ford F350, F450
Ford Rivian.
Limited, right?
Rivian.
A limited,
Might as well.
which is like almost, if not $100,000 or a little more,
Yeah.
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 And I'll have like maybe $1,000 payment,
Insane.
which I can pay with my paycheck, but it would be the stupidest thing that I could ever do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that I think I remember now. It was like, man, like in life in general, the second you give in to peer pressure, you will automatically lose. Because most people spend money. That's what it was. Most people spend money to buy shit they don't give a fuck about, just to impress people.
Yeah, see, even what Gary Vee says.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's wild. Like,
Yeah.
It's wild. Like why do you have this? Oh, because for example, one of the things, it's a massive phenomenon, because I have one too, is an iPhone. Like I don't know.
You're right on mine.
No, but
Yeah.
you I don't even know. Like, even when it comes to like, I want to own a Lamborghini. Like one of my cars is a Lamborghini.
Right.
But if you talk to people who own that car, some of them really do enjoy it. But it's like
Most of them
you work so hard, and then you get to the point where you can afford it. You buy it, and it's like I remember this guy talking about it. He's like, it's like eating cake.
Mm-hmm.
you get it, you buy it, take a bite of it, tastes really good,
but
then once you're done, like it kind of goes away.
That's probably why I'm so addicted to it.
But so like even the people that buy the Louis Vuitton bags or all this stuff that really doesn't matter, you kind of like once you have it, it's like whatever.
I got it. But and the thing is, right? All right, I got it, and you're still making payments on it to impress people you don't care about.
Correct.
And it's such a sad life to live. That's one principle.
Oh, and not that you don't care about,
right.
but also that they don't care about you.
They really don't.
They'll make a judgment. People judge all the time. They'll make a judgment, and you might know about it, but then they go on about their life.
Exactly.
It's like, so even in high school, I remember, what was I gonna say? Like everyone around you is gonna have opinions about you, your goals, your ambitions, what you're doing, everything. But I knew once we graduated, they're not living my life, and they're just gonna continue doing their own thing. So caring about what they think really doesn't fucking matter.
Right. Not only are they not living your life, most of the time they're not living their life either. You know what I'm saying? They're living their lives through the eyes of somebody else.
Exactly.
Most people, think about it, right? Are you living your life? Most people live their lives through the expectations of others or through the life of others. For example, let's go back to the Travis Scott thing. Most people want to be just like Travis. I think that's
fucking why?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Why?
Or like this.
Like, oh, he has money, he has fame, he has
followers.
You got the Kardashians.
Exactly.
I don't care about them, to be honest.
And let's go with the most obvious example, man. Somebody makes it into a college, right? Whether it's for bachelor's, a master's, or PhD, everybody applauds the hell out of it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Granted, I'm in school, right? I'm not saying I'm not shitting on school or anything like that. Because if that's really what you want to do, by all means, please do it.
Right.
If it brings you fulfillment, by all means, do it. Of course, I turned education into like more of a hobby. But why do we applaud getting into debt, like over 100K, right? Over 100, 200K. Then you're expected to get out, buy a home for like another 300 to 400K.
And then a car.
And then a car, which is another 50K on average, right? And then you get a wife, which is more expensive. And then you have kids.
Facts.
So then by like age 30... Crap! You've accrued some debt of like about $1 million, man,
and you haven't done anything. Raised and taught.
Exactly, but then you tell someone, it's like I'm gonna put 20 instead of putting 20 grand a year. Putting 20 grand a year to a school, awesome, bro.
Great,
awesome. Please do it, right? But then 20 grand into a business, nah, dude. That's all the negativity comes out. Yeah. What if it fails? What if you lose all that money, right? What if, right? And that's the thing. We have so much knowledge, but we're like a connect the dots.
We're still learning,
right?
Well,
we're still learning. We haven't connected the dots yet because we don't have the experience. But once we have the experience, we can guide ourselves to that next dot.
Seriously.
Because we know what's working and what can be improved, right? Whether it's from from your business, from what you're working on, to yourself, to your personality, to your habits,
your character,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one habit that really changed changed me, that I started this summer, going to the gym. And the crazy part is this guy told me since 2016, 2017, bro, start going to the gym.
Well, hold on.
But not for the wrong reason.
Hold on, wait. Before you continue, I'm going to drop a gem real quick because you brought it up. People will celebrate your victories and the graduations. But remember, people will always celebrate your accomplishments, but they will never be there when you struggle.
Correct.
Ever. But yeah, it's like he got back into the gym. Which is
crazy.
I
didn't get back to the
gym. You got
started
into
going.
The gym
I got into the
because this guy.
I just hope you didn't interpret it ever as the wrong way.
Right.
What do you mean?
Whether someone's skinny or fat, you try to encourage them to go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's not because they're skinny or fat. It's just because it's a really good habit to have, which could segue into so many habits.
The habits and routines.
And eating healthy and why that's important.
The gym, for me, is what brought Fabrice visuals together. When I lost old girl is what I call them. We call them old girls. OLE too. Old Yellow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Old Yellow Hella Farm, whatever. But whenever she left, I said I lost. She bounced. I ain't lose it because I won. Look at me now. Anyway, whenever she bounced, I literally went to the gym. That's when I started losing my weight, right? And that's when I started improving everywhere. And so the gym,
it happens though.
Right.
I feel like it's necessary for things like that to happen in your life, even though you might not want it to, for you to grow.
Correct.
Growth comes from sacrifice.
Correct.
Or loss. And hold on. And so the gym, I would go to the gym and people will call me insane. All of my friends, a lot of people call me insane because they go at like 11. I would wake up at 6 a.m. with my car that doesn't unlock, right? I press the button like at least 100 times every day. They know. If it doesn't unlock, I have to put the key in and trigger the alarm at 6 a.m., drive to the gym, and it was in winter time. So in Lubbock, you know how the winters get crazy in Lubbock, right? All the ice and everything. I would get there, work out for 2 hours, and after that, I kid you not, guys, if you don't work out, you should. The gym powers you and motivates you to just get your work done throughout the day. So I'd literally get back at 8, go to class at 9. Sometimes I slide over for shoulders, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm playing. But, and then literally I'd go to class, and after that, I'd focus on my work. And that's how I built my brain.
Habits in general.
Discipline.
Habits in
general
routine,
are just extremely important.
And you know how we said earlier how like social media is an escape from reality?
Right.
The gym is an escape from reality because it's your me time. You know, it's your me time.
True.
You plug in you put your headphones or earplugs, whatever, and you work out. And guess what? When you get into the gym, right? At first you don't really know what to do, but when you ask others and stuff and you do your own research, right? You're like, okay, Monday I'm gonna do legs, or Tuesday I'm gonna do shoulders, etc., right? You plan out your workouts, right? You write them down or whatever, and you know what you're gonna do every day, right? And it becomes a routine. But the best thing is subconsciously, while you're doing those workouts, to you at first, once it becomes a habit, it's normal, right? You know, like, all right, I'm gonna do 4 sets of hammer curls, whatever, right? That same discipline, you don't realize it transfers into your work ethic, because you, just as you plan out your workouts, you should plan your life.
Damn, this man's spitting. You
know what I mean? And that helped me focus even more.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so what does your daily routine look like from top to bottom?
Yeah, let's share our routines. Let's do that. Yeah.
It's
mine's
very
a little bit
I like it.
slightly neglected.
What do you do?
Well, I wake up probably, it depends on the day of the week.
Right.
But usually I wake up at 4:50.
Oh my god!
It sounds insane, right?
I get up, you do the standard stuff, you get ready, brush your teeth. One of the most important things you could do, which I don't mess up my bed, but is to make your bed.
Facts.
Yes.
I get ready, I work. When I finish working, I go to the gym. It's always usually around 2:00. So it takes me a while to warm up, which a lot of people neglect.
They don't warm up at all.
Really quickly in the beginning, even you just kind of go straight into your working sets. And once you gain knowledge over time, you realize how important and how much more weight you can actually lift once you properly warm up.
Yep.
But anyways, so it takes me about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then I get out, and then after that, it depends on the day of the week, but if I have to, I'll meal prep for the week.
This guy meal preps. Insane.
Important.
But usually, from the time I get out of the gym till I go to sleep, I usually try to work on something for the business.
Okay.
For our business.
Smart, man. What's yours look like?
So my routine, he wakes up earlier, of course, because he works. He works earlier than me, but. So I'm usually waking up at 6. Right?
Yeah.
So I wake up right as the alarm goes off. I'm so tempted to scroll through social media, but I'm it's all about mindset.
Can't do it.
I put my phone aside, hop in straight to the shower.
I do. That's something I need to start doing.
shower.
I want to start taking cold showers.
Yes. Me too. I tried it.
I will say this. I did
it for one day.
In the mornings, I don't, because I go to the gym in the mornings. Right. But on the weekends, that's what I do. As soon as I wake up, I go and shower.
Cold showers?
I mean, not 100%, not
I'm gonna
cold
try.
clothes. But
I hear the benefits from it are insane.
They are insane. It's because you tense up your muscles, bro, and if it gets you.
It actually increases blood flow.
Blood flow, testosterone, hormone, all of that just increases.
So for those of you that shower at night, if you want to get better sleep, shower
in the morning.
with hot water.
I just saw something from The Rock.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know how many times he showers a day? Guess.
3 times?
3.
Yeah.
Did you see why?
No.
The first is cold.
Uh-huh.
And that's like in the morning.
Yeah.
It wakes him up and helps with productivity and whatnot.
That's a lot.
The second one's like, I think
After lunch or something?
yeah.
So
So it's cold,
workout.
warm, and hot.
Yeah.
Hot's like right before he goes to bed.
Good
But
to sleep.
still starts with a cold shower for the
That's
day.
crazy.
My cousin's husband does that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't particularly work out, but he does that. But anyway, right? So the routine. Yeah. So I wake up, right? I get ready because to go to the gym. So then I go to the kitchen. I make myself some breakfast, and then I pack my food, my lunch, right?
Yeah.
And I go to the gym, right? And I'm listening. Sometimes I listen to music. Sometimes I listen to a podcast or
Right.
a YouTube video that I missed the day before. Of course, it's a productive video. It's talking about finance. It's talking about something productive.
That's what I do.
Not David Dobrik. You know what I mean? not his vlogs. Which I mean, I'll watch them. They're fun, but like just on like leisure time.
Yeah.
Everybody gotta have some leisure time, right?
For sure.
But anyway, right. So I hop in the truck. I drive to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I get off, put my headphones in. If I see people that I recognize, hey, how's it going? Yada yada yada. It's cool. It's good to talk to a couple people in the morning. Get get your mind flowing. Same thing. Warm up, do my workout, and then by like 9:30, I'm out. I shower there, and then I head to work. I work all day, and then I try to sneak in what I can do, regarding the business. And then, of course, I have lunch. And then the rest of the afternoon, I keep working. Then I'm off. And then I either go to his place so we can like work together regarding the business, or if not, I go home and then I have dinner
with the fam.
Sometimes we do a Google call.
And sometimes we do a
we
Google
used to
call.
do Google
You know
call
what I mean?
also when I was in Lubbock
And
stuff,
then we get together and we work. And then I work from my little home office, I guess you could say, which is key. If you work a lot from home, make sure you have a setup that you're happy with.
Do not put it by your bed, please.
Yes.
Do not.
Because you'll fall asleep and you'll get lazy.
Mine's in a separate room for a reason.
Exactly.
So smart.
And mine's in a separate room too. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for one, highly recommend a standing desk.
Highly.
Because if you're there on the chair, you're slumped, right? And your eyes are starting to close, don't, stop. Okay, like snap out of it, raise your desk, and then like drop down and do like 10 push-ups,
or something,
or jumping jacks, or to get your blood flowing again, so you can get your brain active, and then that'll get you back into productivity. Because I would say you take a nap, but if you don't know how to take like 15-minute power nap,
you're wasting
don't
time.
do it. You're wasting time because then that 15-minute power nap is gonna be like 2 hours, 3 hours, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh crap, like I wasted my time. But yeah, that's my routine, and then I just repeat, rinse and repeat.
That's a pretty good routine.
And what about you?
My routine now.
I don't have a routine.
Right. It used to be whatever, but I'm a Leo, and apparently Leos love routines, so I got a routine. But mine's pretty tight, and it changed a lot. I did slack off for a while, beginning it was just like June maybe after I graduated. So I did slack off because I'm like, I graduated, I can chill off for a little bit. Because from August to May, I was really, really productive with my stuff. And during that time, that's when I built Febreze Visuals. And then I slacked off. But what it looked like and what it looks like now, starting like a week ago, I actually wake up pretty early. So like I said, I like to go at 6, but I haven't been going at 6. I actually started to go probably about 8 because I'm trying to recede it and bring it back to 6 o'clock in the morning. But usually I wake up, I don't even check my phone, man. If I do check my phone, I probably just turn off the alarm or something. My sister got a cat, so the cat's usually always around me, so I'll probably pet him or something. I'm not a cat person, but damn, I love that cat, man. And then I wake up, I go straight to the gym. I come back, and I'm the type of guy, I really don't need coffee. I don't need pre-workout. Any sort of caffeine I don't need.
I remember when I gave you pre-workout.
I was on crack. Bro,
really?
I couldn't help it.
He's like, oh my god,
bro! I don't like coffee. I love the taste of coffee now, but I can't have it no more because I literally turned into a crackhead. Like, no offense to crackheads,
god,
but it's.
I would want to see that.
I think I gave him I probably gave him like half or something.
Half a scoop,
bro.
Like not very much.
It's bad. It's bad. I've always been like, and you know me, I've always been energetic.
Yeah, right. I don't use pre-workout.
Right, and so
I don't.
He doesn't. Yeah, which is crazy. But usually when I wake up, as soon as I put any sort of music on, bro, I'm in there bumping. It don't matter what it is. So my rides to the gym are always my favorite parts. But I get to the gym, I work out, I get everything done. I usually like to stay there for 2 hours because I always throw in an ab workout at the end and I stretch for longer. I'm 6'6", so I gotta stretch or I'll die by 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's what I do. I get home about 2. Back when I was in Lubbock, if I had class, I'd probably...
That's my phone.
That's your
Excuse
phone,
me,
Dad. I was about to
sorry.
say, you good. Back when I was in Lubbock, if I had class, I usually just go to class and come out. But if not, I'd usually just like do my business work. So edit, shoot a video. And my evenings from about 6 to midnight, it would just vary. But it'd always be something work related. So for example, I'd have a shoot. Back when I started Fabrice Visuals, I used to work for this dude named DJ Lifestyle. Shout out to him. And so every like weekend or maybe sometimes Thursdays too, I'd go out to parties and stuff like that, and I'd record them. I wouldn't party anymore because I find that shit disgusting now. For some, I don't know, it's weird because once you live that lifestyle, when you come out and grow out, you find it weird.
You realize it, huh?
Yeah. But I record it and I edit it and all that kind of stuff. I always try to throw in some time for some video games because that's like my getaway escape because I rarely leave my house other than the gym and anything productive and work. But like throwing some video games in there. We'd have our Google calls from time to time and all that kind of stuff. So that's my routine. I'd eat twice a day and then snack on something light. For example, when I was losing my 40 pounds, I don't know if I'd only eat twice a day.
Yeah.
My first meal was eggs.
Bro,
8 eggs.
Like I told you.
8 eggs?
8 eggs.
To lose weight, you don't need to eat less meals.
Right.
You can honestly eat more meals.
Spread them out.
You just have to eat the right thing.
But I wanted to do it faster.
Calorie deficiency.
But it's still a calorie deficiency.
It was unhealthy though. It was
No, what he was doing was unhealthy. Let's be honest.
Bro, my first meal was 8 eggs and I believe like avocado.
A lot of cholesterol right there.
That's
no, it's
insane,
bad. I didn't realize it until this year until he put me on oats. I was like, damn, how many eggs? It's a lot of cholesterol. But then my dinner meal would be 1 mango.
You're nuts, man.
See, that's nuts, bro.
But bro, literally, I'd be satisfied.
But you know what? If it helped him, cool. But like, if you ever have to lose weight again, do not do that. Bro.
Of course not.
Because then you're 4 meals a day.
Exactly.
Because you're risking yourself getting like
anything
crazy acid reflux and gastritis.
Plus, if you honestly lose weight too quickly. Mm-hmm. Long term, it will not stay off.
Exactly. And trust me, you do not want to be hooked on omeprazole for the rest of your life.
Hell no, of course. So I think
people have to, because my mom has it. Mm-hmm. She has to take a pill every day.
Dang, I think the only 2 benefits I've got from it was obviously the weight loss, but the fact that it actually shrunk my stomach. Like
you got less hungry.
I know I eat less.
Exactly.
Like, went to Paleo's. I told you I took like 3 bites.
You're full.
And I was full. But I had to stuff the rest in there because it's so good.
Bro, yeah, you ate the whole thing though.
Yeah, and then I was still hungry after, and so it's really weird. But so yeah, like sometimes if I really put my mind to it, I will David Goggins shit out. Like
I love that guy, bro.
Right, bro. He's
fucking nuts.
His mental aptitude, right? And so like, and when you want to be successful about anything, you have to be nuts. You really do. So,
but one thing I would advise is. What was it? Create a routine that works for you, and don't try to copy someone else's.
Seriously,
somebody like Mark Wahlberg, that guy's fucking schedule's insane. But like some people are more like for example, I'm a morning person. I can be extremely productive in the morning. Once 8 p.m. hits,
I'm done.
My brain just like fucking shuts off.
But even after lunch,
and I can't be productive. Okay, like there are periods throughout the day where it's like it hits like lunch, it hits a certain time, and I'm like, I don't know, it happens, but
because you wind down,
but for my girlfriend, for example, complete opposite. She's productive like in the afternoon and late at night.
Night hour,
So I mean, that's cool. Just different people have different routines. Don't try to copy someone else. Don't try to copy someone else's. It's just do what works for you.
For those of y'all that listen to episode 12, different stroke from different folk. That's what the homie Brandon said. So, it's true. It's very much true.
That is true.
Needless to say, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Get your snacks, refill on your drinks or whatever. We'll be right back with the Fabricated Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are enjoying the Fabricated Podcast, please leave a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching it, and share it with your friends. Obviously, we want to grow into a massive empire and dominate over everybody. So share with your friends. And if you like to donate to the Fabricated Podcast, because I work hard so you guys don't have to, check out the link in the description on whatever platform you're on and donate however you feel. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you should, because I work hard so you don't have to. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in, and let's get back to the main podcast episode. Welcome back. I hope you guys got your snacks. You corny ass motherfucker. Anyway, I hope y'all got your snacks and drinks. We are back at it live. So we left off talking about, you know what I'm saying, just our experiences and stuff like that. But we're going to jump straight into habits. First of all, I do have these books right here. This is what I'm currently reading at the time. If you haven't read this, you probably should. I'm probably like 10 pages in because my time is hectic right now. But this is a great book. Just off of what I've read so far in the 10 pages.
I've heard about that book.
Bro,
I haven't read it yet.
I think it's like top 10 books right there. And this one...
Let me see real quick.
Yeah, 7.
Of course, this is not sponsored by Stephen.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely.
But if you're watching this, sir, can you
please sponsor? No, like,
sponsor.
I love your book,
okay?
Bro. I love your book.
We need to build our business.
And then,
we need the money.
Anyway. And then How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker.
Stop being a
This
soka.
book, I'm going to tell you about this book. So a friend of mine, he's really like in his 50s. He used to make $200,000 a year. I think I told you the story. He was a doctor. But then he realized that I'm doing all of this, but I'm not rich, one. And two, I don't have time to spend with my family. So he quit it. He literally quit in his prime and decided to hop into crypto. And since then, he said he's made about almost $100,000, right? And so he gave me this book, and he told me this book has like the secrets you should know about. Now, my stubborn self hasn't read it yet, of course. But I have tapped into the section. Like, for example, he told me about a section of insurance, how insurance is one of the secure ways to make money in America. Because when you look at most white families, that's how they make it over time. Because their ancestors have deposited into insurance. And this book has a lot of value. So if you don't have this book, I highly, highly recommend it. Even though I haven't read it, but I highly do recommend it because I've heard so much about it. But anyway,
and with time,
yeah,
we'll bring more books to share.
Stack. I have a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot too. Yeah,
and that really comes down to habits.
There we go.
Because you gotta set aside time to actually read. But matter of fact, what habit do you think you've had to acquire and lose to get you to this position? You had to acquire a habit.
Does diet count as a habit?
Yeah?
No, I can't count that as a habit.
Yeah, it is a habit.
Because there are way more important habits than diet.
No, I disagree.
So? You disagree.
Let me tell you why.
Talk to me.
All right. So before I started meal prepping, at work, at my old job, I would always get Chicken Express. Or, Lord. That's what I would get. But a lot of people just eat different fast food places.
What was your old job?
Huh?
What was your old job?
We'll talk about it in a little bit.
But
I would always get Chicken Express at lunch. And even though it was really fucking good at the time.
Facts. That sauce.
It makes you feel like shit. Bad food, greasy food, when people go out and they eat burgers and they enjoy themselves, that food's really good in the moment to indulge. But when you finish it, it affects how you feel.
You get sleepy.
It affects your energy.
Real sleep.
And I got really, really tired of it. So one of the reasons I started meal prepping was for that reason, but also to save money. Because if you actually track how much money you spend,
too much.
If you eat out every day, and I would eat out for breakfast, I'd get Chick-fil-A, and then I would eat Chicken Express sometimes, and then my parents would cook dinner.
Right.
That adds up, dude. Like, because Chick-fil-A is more than $10, Chicken Express is around $10, $20 a day times 30, it's over $600 just on food. Damn. And sometimes people eat more than that.
Oh yeah.
So
in America too.
But once I started eating healthy, you don't get tired. You just feel so much better, and you have so much energy, and that energy can translate into
so many things.
The rest of your day.
You know what? I think you've convinced me that diet's a pretty good habit, so I'm gonna say diet.
It is a really good habit.
I'll agree.
Yes.
Bro, because it just translates into the rest of your day, how productive you can be.
Okay.
Imagine like you're being productive, but then you have a shitty meal, and then you fall asleep and you miss out like 3 hours of work.
Okay, that's true.
And then when you wake up, you're gonna still feel like tired.
That's the habit you've had to gain.
Yeah.
A better diet.
Yes.
What's the one you had to lose?
Oh, it was embarrassing. Well, everybody does it.
Yeah.
I honestly think if it wasn't like video games or something, porn.
Yeah.
Porn is extremely addicting. I could say that I had a really bad problem with it when I was
younger.
Relatively.
He's like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
pretty much.
It's just very addicting, and it's so bad. And I noticed that whenever I did stop doing it, it felt so much better, especially, like I guess you could say the connection with my girlfriend.
Right.
Got better?
Yeah.
Probably way better too.
Yeah. Because I mean that just I don't know, it's really bad.
Okay.
But people don't sit there and actually think about.
People don't
think about it.
Talk about it,
bro. And then like afterwards, it's like fuck. I just wasted. Honestly, for me, just scrolling through the sites
to find a good video
consume more hours of my time than a video game would.
Facts.
And then by the time you're done, it's like
the guilt.
Yeah, you just feel guilty and like fuck. I just wasted 2 or 3 hours, and it's like.
Man, that's a good point to bring up, man.
It's really
because you do put a lot of energy into
that. Yeah. Hey, yo, PG-13.
This is a Christian channel,
right? Imagine.
No, but seriously.
Okay,
for you guys, it's that for me. So,
okay.
All right. Chill out.
Let me just grab my stethoscope now.
Let me just stop.
Anyway, you wanna go?
Yeah, I'll go. Okay, definitely a habit that I have to
gain or lose.
Lose first. Okay. The one I had to lose first. Definitely being on my phone so much.
Okay.
What specific?
Like social media, like memes, looking at videos, looking at and all that stuff.
That's so real.
Because again, like I said, it would consume so much time, and sometimes, like I'll be honest, I'll be pretty like sometimes I do it. I mean, even now that I realize I know the impact of that, yet I still sometimes succumb to it. Not to the extent that I used to do it before, but I do it.
Do you think it's become not only a habit, but almost like a muscle memory?
Kind of.
Think about it. Think about, right?
Oh my God.
No, think about it, right?
It is.
I've seen people.
They're doing something and you're just like.
They'll check their time, right? And for some reason, without thinking about it, their phone will just slide Snapchat to the right and they'll just start looking at the stories at the bottom.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
No, it happens. You're right.
So,
you're right.
Well, what's one you had to gain?
Man, that one that I had to gain.
The gym.
Would it be gym or would it be like doing your bed in the morning?
Well, I think. Well, I mean, I've always done my bed in the morning. That's been like ever since I was like 6 years old. I learned how to do my bed. You know what I mean? So
I think that's dope.
We'll talk about really quickly why it's important.
Yeah.
Do you know like exactly why?
I remember watching I mean, first of all, my parents instilled that to me.
Facts.
But I think just the fact that like you're there at home and you're getting ready for your day, the fact that doing your bed is a task, and you ignoring it being your first task to ignore, just kind of offsets your day.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
And then usually when people get home from work, it's like a reward. It's like you come home to a made bed.
To a made bed.
Facts,
exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, a habit that I had to gain. I mean, it's just like I've gained so many habits. I feel like it's kind of balanced. But if I had to pick one,
please don't say mine.
Oh crap! I think I have to say it's time management.
Okay.
I'm about to say time management. Definitely.
You feel like you manage your time more?
Yes.
At work,
dude. I feel like he manages his time pretty well. I just think
I from the outside,
you get distracted. I mean, just like me, you get distracted very easily.
Yes.
But you do manage your time very well.
I do. Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, I'll be honest. They agreed when I told them this the other day. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD, but I think I have ADHD.
This man just turned the mic
off.
This dude.
So if y'all missed out on what I said, pretty much I said, I shared this with the guys the other day, but the fact that I'm not diagnosed with ADHD, but I feel like I have some kind of ADHD, whether it's like a little bit or a lot. I don't know to what extent. But sometimes I do find myself getting distracted very easily. I kid you not. Sometimes I'm on my computer and I'm building an email list or I'm doing whatever for the business or for work, and then boom, like I have a tennis ball on my desk, and then I'll just grab it, and then I see my coworker over there, and I'll just go throw it to him, and then we'll start balling, and we'll just start talking.
Well, sometimes it's okay to like like I told you guys, work in bursts. Take a 5-minute break. Work in bursts. Take a 5-minute break, and by the end of the time, by the end. You've worked for, let's say, 4 hours, and what is that? 30
minutes, 5, yeah.
8 times 5,
yeah,
40.
40.
So you work for 4 hours, and you've had 40 minutes of break.
And see, that's
which is good. Which is good.
Yeah, or someone explained it's like working sprints.
Right.
And also, as tedious and as cliche as this may sound, as your tasks, like for time management that I use, I write down what I'm going to do at a certain time. I write, okay, so I'm going to make offer letters at 9 a.m., right? Mm-hmm. Or I'm going to do, and then at 10, I'll take like a quick 5-minute break. I'll drink some water. And then for another 50 minutes, I'll look up, email lists. And then during lunchtime, I'll make sure I'll watch a video or a podcast or whatever that's productive. Then lunch is over.
That's real.
And then I pick up on work again. But like I have it written down because it helps a lot. So again, time management for me, biggest habit.
That's good. And I'm only productive if I have stuff written down. But if I have times, it's hard for me to follow it because I'll let one of them drag into the next one, and then I'm like, I haven't finished this yet. Even though you should work on it and then find a stopping point. For me, it's like, I just want to finish this, and then I can work on the second thing. That's one of my...
Okay.
That could hold you back.
Yeah, that's some really good answers.
That kind of has to do with, perfection.
Perfection, yeah. That's some really good answers, man.
And what's yours? What are your habits that you have to gain and lose?
What are yours?
All right. So, other than porn, obviously, that's something that guys have to speak more openly about and talk about. But
even women.
Even women. But women, they're not going to bring that up at all.
No, I don't watch it.
What are you talking about? Okay, then why do you suck dick so good? Anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Anyway,
when you watch the video,
I conquered porn a long time ago. Right? If I do it now, it's because fuck it, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like a little bit.
Yes, I conquered it a long time ago. Just because I don't remember the one I lost, the one I've gained, and I think this is the best habit to gain because it equals freedom, is discipline. I have learned a lot of discipline, right? When it comes to just realizing, okay, I'm a piece of shit. Right now, in this very moment, I'm a piece of shit because I'm not being productive. All right, cool. Let me be disciplined. It's literally a flick of my mind. It's a mind switch that you just flick on in your head. In my head, I don't know how it goes because it varies for others. Some people have to take steps to it. For me, it's like, for example, the gym thing. I told y'all, I'm going to go to the gym on Monday. I didn't go, right? Because I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to do it. Whatever. But then when I told her the rest of the day, I said, let's just do 100 push-ups a day, which I still am slacking on. But I went the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. I learned discipline. This was way back, a while back when I learned this. Remember, you have to have some sort of crazy discipline to go to the gym at 6 a.m. You know what I'm saying? That's
even just waking up in the morning,
bro. Discipline's extremely important.
I used to. Y'all remember this? I used to run 4 miles a day.
Yeah.
Every day. At 6 a.m. In my neighborhood. People will be like, 4 miles? You're insane. I look at it and be like, 4 miles? That's easy. I started
for you, yeah.
For me, right?
Exactly.
I started a mile at 14 minutes. Bro, my mile now is like 8:30.
There you go.
For my size, right? And so it's like, bro, that's easy.
That's real, and that's good.
So I think discipline is vastly, vastly important that people don't talk about. That people don't talk about.
Yeah. Some turn off?
Oh, yeah, this little thing died.
Oh.
Stay on.
Dang.
It'd be like that. Anyway,
yeah.
You should donate to the podcast so we can have more equipment.
We can afford to keep our lights
can
on.
afford.
So I keep the lights on, guys.
No, but discipline. Like, for example, bro, there's been so many times where I don't want to go to the gym.
Facts.
But I mean, I've been so consistent with it for so long, but there's just those days. And then there's been times where, like, I could even drink pre-workout and I still won't want to go to the gym. But if you somehow manage to get your ass in your car or truck and you drive to the gym and you get to the parking lot,
you're like, yeah, I'm here.
You're already there.
Yeah.
You're most likely going to get out.
Yeah.
So,
discipline is crazy. Most of my success and achievements have come because of discipline. I don't talk about it much, but I truly think I'm a business starter oriented person. Even if I don't have any sort of successful thing in the future, I feel like I start a lot of things. I have 3 YouTube channels that are running along right now, 3 Instagram pages, 2 Facebook. I just start a lot of things, right? I try to see it through.
That's another point.
But
could be.
I know where you're going.
It could be. Yeah, it could. Yeah.
Because I've done it.
Yeah.
I'll let you start a lot of things.
I'm not efficient. I know you're going with this too. I'm not efficient with them, but I started them, right? And so most of the things that you start, you always want to see it through. But I think discipline equals freedom because you're able to admit a lot of things. For example, I was able to admit that, hey, I'm a fat ass. When I was an old girl, because there's old girls and then there's old girl, right? When I was an old girl, I was able to be like, okay, this is not good for me whatsoever. Even though everything was fire, bro. Mm-hmm. I was 1-2 buckling her shoe every day. Like, everything was fire. But I was able to admit that this is not good and healthy for me, right? Old girl, same thing. We was perfect. We never argued. This was probably the best relationship I've ever been in. Y'all know about old girl. Mm-hmm. We never argued. But it was like a 3-month thing because she realized it and I didn't want to bring it up. But I was disciplined enough to say, like, hey, this is not good for me because I'm taking a different path in life. I'm about to go on a path in life that I'm unsure about. And I don't know if I'm disciplined enough to tell you that, hey, I don't know if I want a person to track on with me. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I don't know. It's just like one of the things I feel like discipline is very important to have.
That's really good that you could do that. Because like I said, with my ex,
yeah.
No, I don't know if I've ever explained it, but with my ex, despite having the ambition and doing and wanting to do all the things I want to do, I got consumed in like the relationship, and I kind of became emotionally dependent on her.
Facts. Man.
And so
that's an old man.
So
for real,
I started kind of changing, I guess you could say, my life plans to work around, our relationship.
Yeah.
And kind of what she wanted to do, I guess. And was like,
but see, that comes.
So that's one of the reasons I'm glad she broke up with me.
Yeah.
Because it kind of freed me from that, and I was too scared to. And I realized that at that time, but I just didn't have the balls to break up with her.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. Discipline just has so much of that effect on that person. You have to have that discipline to be able to tell somebody, like, hey, I don't think you're good for me. You have to.
Or just value
yourself. Because there's a quote for y'all know about the gyms, right? I'm all about the gyms. There's a quote. It's like, if you really, truly love someone, you really have to truly love yourself first.
Correct. Yeah. Self-love first.
Don't ever become dependent on somebody else.
It's horrible.
Emotionally, financially. A lot of fucking women do this. Financially dependent on other people. Expect the guy to pay for everything, which is cool at certain times. But, that is also a cultural norm that I think people should break away from because this shit pisses me off. And I'm so glad that my girlfriend isn't that way.
Which is good.
So I told him I didn't tell you. I hit up this shorty yesterday, right?
You told me?
I'm going to air her out. I don't give a F. I hit her up, and I was like, yo, what you doing tomorrow night? You should pull up, come through. You know what I'm saying? Just being fly fat, whatever. And she was like, I was like, what you doing? She was like, nah, just chilling. I was like, me too, cool. You should pull up tomorrow night. She was like, nah. I saw that. I was like, nah? To me? What? Right? So, honestly, it really happens. Yeah. I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but like, it really happens. And I was like, why not? She literally said verbatim, you should slide through my Cash App and then we could talk. I was like,
what the fuck?
I was like, huh? Excuse me?
Excuse me?
What? You know what I told her? I said, really? So I got to pay you first before we hang out? What is that, right? And she didn't reply back. So I hit her up this morning. I didn't tell you this part now. I hit her up this morning. I was like, it's a shame I got to cash app you to talk to you. She goes, what? I said, if you were with me, your value for being with me will be way higher compared to one cash app transaction. You know what happened? She unnadded me.
Bro, fuck her. Her loss.
Yeah.
No, I'm not tripping.
No, I know, but like... Just,
I know, but it's her loss.
That kind of girl does not belong in my lifetime.
Of course.
Bro, anytime I've ever had anybody, even close friends, if they show any type of like negativity that I just do not want in my life, I
close it out.
You unadd them on social media, block their number. But a lot of people, they're like, nah, man, I've known this person my whole life. They're my best friend.
You gotta go.
But you gotta break away.
That fucking is gonna translate into your life, and either
yeah.
you're gonna sit there and complain about it, or you're gonna fucking do something about it.
Exactly.
Facts.
And I think we can all admit, right? I mean, right now, currently, Isaiah's the only one in a relationship.
Facts.
You know, we're single.
Congratulations.
Fabrice and I are single.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, congrats. Because he actually got a...
She's dope,
He has
too,
a good
man.
girl. He has a good girl. And then, like...
She's dope. She's dope.
Great, awesome. Yeah,
you know. We know her personally. She is amazing.
She's
bro.
cool, right?
She's
And the
amazing.
best thing is not only that she does well with him, but we also see that they're just one for another.
And she does well with us.
They just mesh perfectly.
Facts,
and on top of that, the fact that she can hang out with us, right?
I don't
with the guys.
Don't lick the ass now. Come on.
No. But like we're being real because like I mean,
she's dope.
in the future, right? Once we're like 30s or 40s, that we hope to be like settled down with a woman.
Yeah.
That we can all the six of us we can like sit down and share,
that'd be dope.
And be awesome. You know,
that'd be dope.
Where like the three of us take trips together.
I didn't even think about that.
That'd be sick.
What's it called? Triple date? Not double date. Triple date.
I don't know. Beats me. But the point is, it's like yeah, exactly. Like y'all go on a hike and then we go like swim.
Let's go buy
or
Rolexes.
see dolphins. I don't know.
Something.
They
go lay on
exciting.
the beach or something.
Exactly. And then at the end of the day, But anyway, apart from that, we can all admit that having a woman in your life is crucial.
Right.
But you gotta find the right one.
Big time.
Because this is, a lot of people is like you should never change for someone. Never. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be who you are. Be genuine. Right.
Man,
but yet again,
I used to change for girls all the time. Man.
But yet again, it's like it's it's hard for people to like swallow to swallow that truth. Because you always want to work around. You want to work around that. You feel like you have to work around that, but you shouldn't. If that certain someone is not giving you that same energy back, don't chase them. Don't chase them, and you shouldn't chase them because if the feeling is mutual, y'all don't have to chase each other.
Right.
I don't think because y'all just share that mutual like, and then eventually y'all share values and all that stuff, and that just meshes together. And for the longest time, I mean, you've had ex-girlfriends. I mean, I've had ex-girlfriends too. There's this girl.
I know.
That
I've had ex-girlfriends too.
Yeah, exactly.
I should be part,
There's this girl that I've mentioned to you a lot. She's like, I always say like she's off limits, right?
Oh yeah.
She's off limits, right? Yeah. I won't mention her name, but if you're still watching this podcast and you know who you are, you know who you are.
Shite.
I don't want to say. I mean, in part, I will have to say that like I simped for her. But I don't know what it was about her that like when I met her and we hung out so much and whatnot that like it's just the connection with her was different, And then for one, like I ended up realizing that my actions, even though we never had anything like serious, but I wanted to, but just things haven't like worked out. I ended up realizing that I just had to put that wall there for now. For now, maybe things will work in the future. Maybe they won't. Who knows? Yeah. Right? That's up to fate. But I just it was so hard for me to like put that wall first because of that. Because the way I think of her and like respect her, that I ended up realizing that my actions were I was subconsciously doing things because of the way I felt for her.
Yeah.
But then I realized maybe I was like, what if she doesn't feel the same way for me? Like we've been open to each other, but like we haven't been like open. We haven't been like. I was doing like my actions were subconsciously done because of the way I felt for her, right? So I just ended up realizing that, like, what I'm doing subconsciously is not bad, but that shouldn't be my reason.
Facts.
So I had to take that reason away from that, and I just keep doing me. It's like I don't choose to be single. It's just the decisions that I make, or like the actions that I take have made me single.
You know what?
Because if I wanted to, like, go out there and pick just some random woman, right, and we have the same energy, we could date. You know what I mean? But I like to take my time. I'm not like I see people like, dude, like they meet a girl, or a guy or whatever, however it is, they post a picture. A month from now, or like 3 weeks, they're dating. What?
Yeah, that's just the same.
Like, y'all don't know each other.
You know, I'm gonna.
But yeah. Point is, you need a good woman in your life. Yeah, you need a good woman in your life.
The right woman. The
right woman. Yeah. And you might know her now, but things may not work now. But just give it time. You don't know. Maybe 5 years down the road, things may work.
I'm going to have the discipline. I think that's dope you said that. So I'm going to have the discipline and the realization to say it now. I think subconsciously I have chosen to be single for now. Just because my last situationship, like, everything was so kosher. And she, shout out to her, because she's wiser than I am, obviously. Like, she's real dope. Like, I'm honest to God, she's dope. Yeah. But she was wise enough to cut the thing off because she knew that I was bouncing. But I was simp enough to go back every time. So, and like, we never had an issue between each other. But I think, even though subconsciously, the reason why pretty much all my relationships, because I've been in like 3.
Damn.
Only, right? All of them, I haven't asked the girl out, because the first one was for 8 months, the other one was 3. I haven't asked the girl out because I subconsciously choose to be single. Because I know that if I tie down, I won't have the time to do what I need to do personally.
Yeah, because...
I mean, that's how I felt before. Mm-hmm. And I remember talking to you guys about that.
It's because this is the thing. My friend Marissa, I'll call her out. This is a good thing. She's a great friend. I literally just met her probably 3 times. Or since March. So I know her since then, right? Mm-hmm. So the cool thing is that, we became really cool friends, right? And she's already engaged. And so I always asked her, not particularly for relationship advice, but like how her relationship has been, And kind of like we were talking about earlier, you always learn from the heart, from the difficult things. Facts. And I don't want to go into details, but she said, like, they've gone through tough times and that's what's made them stronger, So I pretty much where I wanted to go with that is just the fact that things may be rough now, relationship-wise, work-wise, whatever, but just look at that light and remind yourself at that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, big time.
You can't deviate from that. Like, I'm not saying have tunnel vision, because you always got to be flexible on how you get to that end, but be just make sure you're flexible. Make sure you're able to flow through your plans, and just make sure that whatever path you take, no matter what it is, gets you to that end point.
The thing is, you can always have plans, but life is gonna hit you with a curveball anyway.
Exactly, and guess what? It either may hit you, or you just gotta curve that curveball.
Yeah. Another gem for y'all that love gems. Life is 90% 10% of what happens to you, and the other 90 is how you react. That's so true.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! I hate when people. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Just blame stuff on their situation or what happened to them instead of doing something about it.
Like, look at the positive.
They just blame their situation.
One thing I've been amazing about in my life is when something bad happens, I always see the positives. Most people, as soon as it happens to them, oh my God, it wasn't meant to be, and then it just end up like downfalling in.
And not only just knowing, like, not just seeing the positive, but also admitting to it. It's like, okay, like, I'm in this situation. Mm-hmm. Now, what am I going to do different to get out of it? Because, like, bro, like, you'll get heartbroken, you'll lose money, whatever, right? Something that, like, really puts you down. Mm-hmm. What's a lot of stimulus that a lot of people do? Go to the bar and drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And guess what? And alcohol. Yeah, my bad. But, yeah, like, alcohol is a depressant. Yeah. So you're already sad, and on top of that, you go to drink alcohol.
To depress
bad thing. My dad always tells me, the times I've seen him drink is whenever he's having a good time.
There you go.
He's just relaxed. He's like, it was a good week. I worked good. We're doing well. He just chills out, has a beer.
I think that's crazy you brought that up because you look at most elderlies drink to like relax.
Yeah, they're just chilling, relax. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
And I've seen that. Like, I mean, not to culture appropriate or anything of that sort, but look, every time I go to a Mexican bar or a Hispanic bar or just any other bar where it's not predominantly white, a good amount of people there, they seem like they're having, I'm having a good time. But I can guarantee you, man, like just the difficult times that they're going through, or like the trauma they have and the thing. Yeah. It's like, why are you there in the first place? You're not there to celebrate anything. You're there to escape from your reality that you should be fixing instead. And instead of going out, you should stay in and keep building that. So once you fix that, you can actually go out to celebrate it.
Why do you think I was partying so much? I was going through everything.
Exactly.
You know what I was going through now? I realized it, bro. I was going through the fact that I had to tell my parents that I'm not a fan of engineering whatsoever. I think that's why the party was a getaway. Dang, that's crazy.
Because
I hated it.
Hides the pain.
Engineering.
It hides the pain.
Yeah.
Trust me, we've all been to Spain, but without the S.
For sure. You know, I tell you this all the time, bro. I'm in Spain without the S, bro. Anyway, I would love to keep this going on, but we're gonna be here for another eternity.
Yeah.
So, but trust, we're gonna have definitely like multiple parts. We gotta run this
because we gotta go into specifics, man. We just tapped the surface.
There's so much that you guys should know.
There could be one episode about just relationships. You know what I mean?
Honestly.
Or even one just about like.
We could do that.
Yeah. So expect a part series. If not, I'm not gonna factualize it, but if not, expect a podcast from these guys.
For sure, yes. We're in the works.
I'm not pressuring y'all into saying anything. I'm just saying.
We definitely want to.
Okay, cool. So, and if they do, I'm going to be in there. So,
for sure.
No, I'm telling you.
Unlike you, you will be one of the first guests.
Thank you guys for watching.
And before we go, quick disclaimer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. This is no consulting advice. This is no advice in any kind. This is just us. 22-year-olds, 21-year-olds in this case.
22?
Oh, you're 22?
Stop hating.
Oh, he's 22. I forgot.
Yeah,
I'm fixing to be 23,
man.
right? I'm fixing to be 23. He's about to be 23 too. But anyway, point is, we're just 22-year-olds living our life, sharing our experiences and how we see life through our eyes, right? If you want to find for like some advice, don't come to us. Please don't. Please don't, right? This is just us sharing like information that we think that could help you guys do some self-reflection and find some change and become better people.
All right, well, shit. Just do the whole outro for me. Why not?
I know. I was like, this is outro.
I don't know what to say.
No, that was just a disclaimer. Right? Disclaimer, yeah.
Unless you guys didn't hear the middle part, skip past of it. I will say, though, if you would like to donate to the Fabricated Podcast, please do so with the link in the description right below. However much is appreciated. But no, you don't have to if you don't want to. But I work hard. I work hard so you don't have to. So, needless to say, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been the Fabricated Podcast. And remember, not everything you read online is fabricated.
Boom!
Yeah. Please be recording.
Good shit.